What gave you the idea to form the CIO Association?
Well, I just moved from Ontario to take a job in BC, and I kept phoning back to Ontario for networking. And I thought there may be CIOs in BC as well who could network with. So we started with the CIO Association of BC, and after it was established about 6 years later, we decided that it would be good to have a national organization. So at that time, I took the organization across Canada.
Now, were there other people involved with you at the beginning that are still with the association?
Yes, amazingly, there were 3 of us who were on a bus to Redmond to meet with Microsoft when I asked Blaise Riech, who is at the SFU, and Jim Williams from A&W to help me start the CIO Association of BC. And Jim is still on the board, and Blaise is still on the Vancouver board. So obviously they are committed individuals who help bring the organization to where it is now.
And what benefits have you personally received from your CIO Association membership? Any career benefits?
Well, yes, networking always provides career benefits because you don't just network when you want to career change, you network continually in order to learn more from what other people have done and what has worked, and then use it where at your organization to make the organization meet its goals better. We also talked a great deal about not using technology terms, but expressing everything in business terms. And so it was great to talk about that to other CIOs on how they present to the board and senior management. So it has been a great experience.
How do you think the CIO Association is faring today? How has it affected the Canadian IT landscape?
I think the CIO Association is doing great. We have over 300 CIOs as part of the organization. It's the power of 300. We get their experiences, their best practices on what worked and what didn't. I think the turning point was when we dared to ask the question, does IT matter? And had a conference on it where we invited Don Tapscott and Dr. Carr, and they actually had a debate in Vancouver as part of the CIO Association whether IT matters. It takes a great deal of courage to question your basic beliefs and bring the organization ahead to meet those challenges.
Have you done any publishing? The association done anything to contribute to the general knowledge?
We did a great deal of research and publishing. We did a research on how CIOs can go to CEOs. We looked at various government legislations and advised CIOs how to best implement them. We lobbied government where we felt that the CIOs needed more information, or in the confidential and privacy legislation where we needed more detail. So we do what our members tell us that they are interested in. So right now it's the anti-spam legislation, and I'm sure there will be something else next year again.
What has the CIO Association contributed that you're most proud of?
I think the CIO Association has developed the next generation of CIOs and the changing role of the CIOs. The CIOs are now business leaders who specialize in technology. It's no longer enough to know technology when you're a CIO. You have to know every part of the business and be there to use technology as an enabler and a strategic differentiator. I'm really proud how we brought this forward, how we had various programs, dinner and lunch meetings to help CIOs and assist them with the change.
So do you think the next generation of CIOs will have it easier than your generation?
I don't think so. I think they'll have different challenges. They already know the technology. They grew up with it. They know what technology can do. Their challenge will be to support the business and use technology as an enabler, and by knowing the business and knowing technology as a strategic differentiator.
How do you see the role of CIO changing in the future?
I think the CIO has to be a business leader first and the technology second, which is a big change. Before that, 2 years ago, it was okay for a CIO to know as much about technology as the business. That's no longer acceptable. The CIO has to be a leader in the business and then use technology and that knowledge about the business to make sure that the business meets its goals.
Do you think the CIO role will disappear in the future?
I think the CIO role will change. It will be more strategic. The operational part of the CIO role will become a Chief Technology Officer or CTO role, and the CIO will still be at the leadership table, helping the organization to achieve its goals by the use of technology.
Do you have any closing remarks to make about the CIO Association and your part in it?
I'm really proud of the CIO Association and the changes it has made, and I couldn't have done it without originally Jim's and Blaze's help. And since then, there have been a large number of boards and leaders who helped us achieve what we have now.